I'd like to introduce a few people who are here at present who you might like to know about or have met. First of all, for those who don't know, I'd like to introduce some of the people who have helped make this conference possible. I'd like to introduce John Muller, who's in the back there, Kathy Grudine, Jim Farley, I don't know if they're all here yet, Lonnie Friedlander, Stan Lair, Lou Rossetto. There are various other people around who have badges on that read staff. They will probably be able to answer any questions you might have or guide you to somebody who could give you the answers. Many of you may have read an article that appeared in the January 10th issue of the New York Times Magazine on the Libertarian movement. The people who have written that article have been helping us with the conference. I'd like them to stand up now and take a bow. Stan Lair and Lou Rossetto, who's there in the back. During the course of this conference, there will be a petition being passed around in opposition to the draft. The bills are being considered before the committees and the Congress at this time as far as renewal. Millie Northvet is in charge of that petition. Millie, could you stand up in case anybody wants to come over later and sign it? It's going to be passed around, so if you want to sign it at that time, please do so. At this time, I'd like to turn the floor over for a couple of minutes to Mr. Don Ernsberger. Don is the director of the Society for Individual Liberty, which is co-sponsoring this conference, and he'd like to make a few remarks to you.
I wanted to make a few comments concerning the general view of the libertarian movement that Society for Individual Liberty has been operating under. In spite of the considerable growth in libertarianism in the past 2 years, I think we have to realize that libertarianism as a social phenomenon is still in its embryonic stages. As a result, it's important for all of us here to remember that we have to look at it in that light, that it is in its embryonic stages. Society for Individual Liberty was organized 2 years ago in order to provide for what we felt would be this growing social movement. In order to provide for it a communications media among libertarians, in order to provide for it literature to be used for libertarians to disseminate ideas, and in order to provide organizational aid and advice for various people around the country. Now, we feel that in the past years we have seen that some of the advantages of having a certain amount of libertarians who are interested in this type of organizational effort can do. If the ideals of individual liberty are to once again challenge the minds of America's intellectual youth, and in fact all Americans, and to become a living issue, it's important that all the people in this room realize that the actual importance of this conference follows the end of the conference itself, and that each of us should go from all conferences refortified in our intellectual commitment to libertarian principles. And we should always remember that the real work that is necessary is done not in a conference like this, but is done out in the universities and in the high schools and in your occupations. And if we remember this and we work productively towards the goal of every conference bringing with us more people who are committed to the principles that we share, then conferences will form a very vital part of the growth of libertarianism. And the SIL stands ready to aid any person here or anywhere else who is interested in doing just that and working productively towards the goal of free society. And that's my comment.